Hello, this is Ken. I like making things. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Every week, I challenge myself to make something fun and creative. Something I am passionate about. I want to use the skills and knowledge I have today to reconnect with my younger self. Watch me explore different ideas and figure out new ways to DIY in an affordable manner. From recreating iconic scenes for my favorite characters, to making dioramas for my figures, to making cool functional gadgets out of everyday material, etc. Help me grow my channel by subscribing, giving this video a like, and commenting down below. That would mean a lot to me, and would encourage me to DIY even more fun stuff. Last week, I made a DIY Westview TV set for my Scarlet Witch and Vision figures. I had so much fun making it. I originally started with Wanda and Vision posing together on a diorama base, and then I fixed the very ugly quantum suit for HAWKEYE and Black Widow. So I thought, why not do Iron Man next? The character who kick-started the MCU. This figure is amazing. He's very show accurate. The paint job was done really well too. It's one of the best Marvel Legends figure. Now the most iconic scene for Iron Man has to be his snap at the end of Endgame. I might have shed a tear or two when I saw that. Unfortunately for this figure though, it didn't come with the gauntlet hand, nor Tony's head. So it's not very realistic for me to recreate this scene. Instead, I can put him in a heroic action pose. His usual shooting pose. However, this isn't the most dynamic, because his legs are very static. What makes a pose dynamic is when every limb is doing something different. It would look so much better if Iron Man is flying and shooting at the same time. Like this. The issue is, it's very hard to balance a figure in a flying pose. And here's Pepper Potts as rescue. Pepper is also one of my favorite characters in the MCU. So it was great to see that she also gets to wear a suit. And her figure is just as awesome. She also comes with these articulated back flaps. Perfect for flying poses. Now let's put her in an action pose as well. She looks like she's doing kung fu. It's not working with those flaps. She would look much better in a flying pose. There we go. That looks way better. It's both heroic and graceful at the same time. So it got me thinking. Wouldn't it be nice to recreate that amazing scene where Tony and Pepper were fighting back to back together? So, can I make it? First, I've got to solve the obvious issue. How do I balance the figures in the air? I looked around and found these colorful paper clips that I've never used. Too flashy to use in general. But perfect in this scenario. Paper clips are sturdy yet flexible. I think if I bend it where the height equals to the mass of the figure, the gravitational force will balance itself out due to equilibrium. Okay. I didn't do very well in my math and physics classes. All I know is if I don't give up, I'll get it to work. Ta-da. Okay, turns out I needed more than one paper clips to keep Iron Man in the air and balanced. It looks funky now, but the paper clips are actually pretty stable. Nice. Let's see how Iron Man and Rescue look together. Wow. This looks amazing. I can already envision the final result. Now that problem 1 is solved. It's time for problem 2. I need to conceal the very distracting paper clips. I am going to start by painting them white. Because these will become the fire and smoke effect pieces. The center of the flame is usually the brightest. Painting them white should give off that illusion. Would you look at that? That already looks 40 times better just by being all white. Okay. Onto the actual fire effect. I am going to use glue gun to create that smoky fiery effect. Just lots of squirting everywhere. This will also help create a more solid base to stabilize the figures. Okay. That actually took a bit longer than I expected. Turns out glue gun likes to do its own thing. It requires a bit of patience to get it to form the shape I want. Now let's put the figures back on. Ooh, look at that. They look smoky. Actually more like icy than smoky. Let's see how they look in different angles. Wow. They look so dynamic. Is this not the coolest thing ever? Haha. Give this video a like if you like what I've done so far. Alright, now gotta figure out problem 3. Painting them so they actually look like flame and smoke. I went and Google images of fire and noticed that it's the brightest near the source and gets more color near the smoke. So I am going to do that. I've painted on canvas, on wood, on paper, on plastic, but it's nothing like painting on hot glue. I like how these turned out. They look pretty convincing so far. But I don't want Iron Man and Rescue to be flying over nothing. They should be flying over solid ground, like what I did with my Wanda figure. So I am going to do the same thing. I am going to cut a piece of styrofoam into the shape of a rocky terrain. Cut, cut, cut. Getting rid of all the right angles. I wanted this piece of terrain to be chunkier than Wanda's. So it can also further elevate Iron Man and Rescue in the air. Accentuate their flying poses. Time to paint this with a brown color. Styrofoam has lots of tiny holes. Gotta fill them up with a small brush. Okay, here it is all brown. It doesn't look very nice yet. Gotta add the fine details. I should have done this before I painted. I didn't like the shape of the terrain. So I am trying to save it by adding random pieces of rocks on it to give it more of a rocky look. Back to painting and adding the fine details. This is starting to look better. I like that the rocks are kind of pointing at various directions. They are supposed to look like they are being blasted by the flame. Hope that translates in the final product. Here's the finished base. Time for the big moment. Let's put Iron Man on it. Please work, please work. Please work. That worked. Phew. All that work didn't go to waste. And it's pretty stable too. Even though Iron Man is leaning at an angle. I love this back angle so much. It's so dynamic. Now let's put Rescue on. This is perfect. Look at that, I can't believe it worked, haha. Everything is blending in a good way. Now it looks like a single piece of a sculpture. You know what that means. Time to do a photo shoot. Fancy lighting activate. Wow. I am speechless. This looks like a high-end statue art piece. Let's see what other angles look like. Not bad. Literally back to back. But I can't really see Rescue. Oh, this is better. A profile angle for both figures. And they look like they are leaning on each other, emphasizing their bond. This one has more of a separation, letting them both shine at the same time. This one features Rescue more, but not the best angle. This one is okay. This one is slightly better. They look like they are flying in different directions, but Rescue looks too upright, making it less dynamic. This one is a bit more dynamic because there are lots of curved lines going on. And one last shot here. This reminds me of the yin-yang symbol. Perfectly balanced. This little upgrade was a bit challenging, but the final result is so cool. The best thing about these upgrades is that I can always take them apart and repose them if I want. The figures aren't glued down or anything. Actual diorama statues are so much more costly to buy, and they are stuck in one pose. My DIY diorama piece costs a fraction to make, and I can always change the poses on my figures at any time. So it's a win-win for me. What do you guys think? Did you like what I've done? Please leave a comment below, give this a like, and share this video. I want to grow my channel so more people can see my upgrades. I will also be upgrading more Marvel figures. I still have quite a few of them. Haha. I love that this particular one here has no bad angles. I can look at them all day. Alright. Here they are in my display. Iron Man and Rescue is joined by Wanda. My display looks 10 times more awesome now. Yay. I see that there is still a bit of room to fit more figures. How should I display my Marvel figures? Maybe I can upgrade a whole set of Endgame figures. I think that would be perfect for this display. Alright, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see me upgrade more figures. And I will see you next Saturday. I can make it. So can you.